Okay, so we shall discuss one by one so that we have time for the products rule and quotient rule exercise, okay? Okay, so for part A, anyone want to try? What is the answer for part A? Mandeline, you came in the last. Can you give me what is the answer for part A?
X is not 0.
Yeah, so we have to say the domain. We try to write it properly. Domain X. X is a member of real number and X not equal to 0. So when you do this question, if you look at part D, right? If you look at part D, yeah. So you will have something in mind already when you sketch the graph for part D. So you have something in mind from A, right? What can you say about the graph? Anyone like to try? Ziqi. So when we read a question, we have to read the question as a whole first. So now, straight away, when the question asks you to sketch the graph, so from the domain itself, what can you say about the graph? Ziqi? Try.
The graph doesn't touch the y-axis.
Why you say the graph doesn't touch the y-axis? Doesn't touch.
X can be 0.
Yeah, because X can be 0, that means this one you should say that the graph is split into two parts. And because X equal to 0 is the what? Can anyone remember?
Vertical asymptotes.
Yes, you are right. Vertical asymptote. So all these are very important, okay? So that means my graph will split into two parts. It will not cut, it will not touch the y-axis, right? Because X cannot be 0. So this is the vertical asymptote. Yep. So you will have a graph this part, another piece that part, right? So you have the idea. So that is the reason why the question asks you to look for the domain. Okay, now B. If I want to find the rate of change of fx, so fx is here. So first thing, what will you do? Okay. Sinran.
Factorize.
You have problem with that one, is it, Sinran?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You just speak.
Factorize the fx into x plus 2 over x.
Okay, that means you split into two parts. Yeah, because the bottom is only one term. Yes, you are right. Then this one you write as x plus 2x to the power negative 1 before you differentiate. You are right. So now you can start to differentiate using simple rule. Yep. You can start to differentiate using simple rule. Yeah. So, Sarafina, can you give me?
1 plus 4x to the power of 3.
1 plus. Okay, 1 is correct. How about this one?
1 plus 1 minus 2x to the power of negative 2.
Yeah, so what you need to do is, if you are not very sure, just write down the formula. Can or not? Just write down the formula. So you get that 1 minus 2 over x squared. You get me? So you are done with part B. Okay, now part C. Still remember yesterday I told you about this word? Stationary point. Stationary. Kevin? Kevin Ng.
dy dx equals 0.
Yeah, correct. You are right. You see, as long as you focus, you will know what to do. Okay, so I know that in this case, I will not write dy dx equal to 0. I will write f prime x equal to 0. So 1 minus 2 over x squared equal to 0. Okay, so now how am I going to solve further?
I think I bring the 2 over x squared to the other side.
Okay,
Then I multiply x squared with 1. So x squared equals to 2.
okay, you are right. Then tell me the next one.
Then it's x equals to square root plus minus square root.
Yeah, so we will write two of them. Square root 2, square root 2 or x equal to negative square root 2. Right? Yeah, after you got your x, then you have to find your y, correct? Because they want the coordinate of the stationary point. So I have to sub into my f root 2. So you will have root 2 plus 2 over root 2. Okay, so how am I going to simplify this? This will be root 2 plus 2 root 2 over 2. Am I right? Hello, class? Okay, so if you have no response, that means I assume you know. So this will be 2
Hello.
plus, yes?
Miss, why is it 2 root 2?
Okay. Please remember this. Is that okay?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
So I have root 2 plus root 2. So root 2 plus root 2 is 2 root 2. Correct? So therefore I have this point, root 2 and 2 root 2. So the other one, you also do the same. So I sub into this formula instead. Yeah, instead of the other one. So up to you, whichever one you are comfortable. So this one will be negative root 2 plus negative root 2 over negative 2 over negative root 2. You see? 2 over negative root 2. So if you look at it, it will be the same. So if you don't want to do, you can just say negative 2 root 2. So you have this point, negative root 2, negative 2 root 2. So you have 2 stationary points. Yeah. So how am I going to determine the nature of the stationary point? Yeah. Thaddeus?
Yes. Draw the sign diagram
Sign diagram of what?
of f prime s.
Okay, sign diagram of f prime x. So you look at here. So I have f prime x sign diagram. So I'm going to do it. So what should I mark on the sign diagram? Can x be equal to 0? No. So I will mark this down. 0. So this is not a stationary point. This is just say it's not part of the domain. So I have two stationary. One is √2. The other one is negative √2. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to determine the sign. So I have to refer to this function. Am I right? Okay, so now, how are you going to determine the sign? So this one, so every one of us as a math student, we should roughly know what is the value of √2. What is the value of √2? 1 point something, correct? 1 point something. You don't have to know the exact 1 point something. So I try with 2. Okay, f prime 2. So it will be 1 minus 2 over 2 squared. Positive or negative? Is greater than 0, correct? So I put a positive sign here. Okay, f prime here, this region, I put f prime 1. So 1 minus 2 over 1 squared less than 0, negative. Okay, then for this region, I put f prime negative 1 because this is negative 1 point something. Yeah, so I got, so you can do it without graphic calculator. So 1 minus 1 over negative 1 squared, 2 over negative. So it's less than 0. So this is negative. Okay, then I try f prime negative 2. So this is 1 minus 2 over negative 2 squared. So this is more than 0 plus. Okay, so from here, I'm able to know the nature. So now I'm going to, from here, I draw my fx, sketch my fx graph. So this is going up, stationary, come down. Another part, going down, stationary, go up. So what is your conclusion? Okay, can someone give me the conclusion? 2 √2 is the, okay, nature, huh? QE. QE. QE, are you with me? Huh?
You call me
I call you. I call Chu. Am I calling the right person? Yeah. Yeah. Chunyi. Chunyi. Yeah. Chunyi. Sorry. Yeah. Chunyi. What can you say about this point? 2 √2 to √2.
Coordinate of stationary point.
Yeah, I know it's stationary point. What type of stationary point? If you look at the graph of fx here.
Minimum.
Yeah, so we don't call it minimum.
Global minimum.
Yeah, 2 √2 is the local minimum point. Okay, then how about Chunyi? How about √2? Sorry, negative √2 and negative 2 √2.
Is the local maximum point.
Local maximum point. Okay, so now you know, yeah. So you can use second derivative. That one I leave it to you, okay? Later we will talk about it. Okay, now, so I'm done with my part C. Okay, now based on the information you have from part A and part B and part C, okay, then you should be able to sketch the graph, am I right? You should be able to sketch the graph, am I right? So this is the vertical asymptote. Then you have the point √2 to √2. You have another point here, negative √2, negative 2 √2. So this part of the graph will go like that. And this part of the graph will go like that. Am I right? So you see, without graphic calculator, we also can sketch the graph. Because based on the side diagram here, there is no other turning point in it. So just to let you have another idea. So this, the shape of this graph, the shape, this shape, we call it convex. Or you say concave downward. And this shape is concave. Or you say concave upward. Yeah, so later we will study in chapter 3. So just let you expose to it. So you see, you know that without graphic calculator, if you know the way to do it, you also can sketch the graph. Last time we sketched the graph in our sixth form, we sketched without, much more difficult graph than this. We sketched without graphic calculator. Okay, so bear in mind, yes, graphic calculator is a tool to help us to make our work faster. But when come to basic understanding, you still have to go back to the root of it. Are you clear? So if you want to know the nature of the stationary point, what side diagram must you draw? Bear that in mind. You must draw the side diagram of f prime x because it tells you the rate of change of fx. Are you okay? Any further question on this? So every time when I teach you something, I will try to record in the next lesson so that reinforce your memory. Yeah. Okay, so now can we go to exercise 2D? Can we go to exercise 2D? Anyone got any special request? Do you have any special request of exercise 2D that you want me to help you to do? Anyone?
6B.
6B. Okay.
Yeah.
6B. Okay, let's go to question 6 first. Okay, everyone, go to page 41 of your textbook. Okay, question 6. Okay, just to make sure everyone got the textbook. Okay, Hauja, can I have the function for question 6?
fx equal to ax square root 1 over x. 1 minus
Square 1 minus x. Okay, so now has a gradient of 0 and has a gradient of a. Since they give you gradient, okay, since Hauja, you are there. If the question talk about gradient, what function must I have first? Hauja?
f prime x.
Yeah, f prime x. Okay. Hauja, can you give me f prime x?
A square root 1 over x.
Square root 1 over x.
1 minus x.
Square root 1 minus x. Okay.
Plus ax.
Plus ax. Okay. Can?
1 over 2
1 over 2, good.
1 over square root 1 minus x.
1 over square root 1 minus x,
And then negative.
then negative 1. Okay, everyone, are you okay with that? Do you know how to got the answer? Okay, this is your u, this is your v. So this is 1 minus x to the power half. So how to do like that? Okay, got it? So now it's your job. For me, I will try to factorize it first. Okay, so this is a. Factorize out the a. Rewrite the whole thing. Okay. Can or not? So then after that, I make the fraction the same, the denominator the same. So here will be 2, 1 minus x minus 1 over 2 root 1 minus x. Right? So I will have a 2 minus 1, 2 minus 2x minus 1 over 2 root x, root 1 minus x. So I get a 1 minus 2x. Yes, is there anything wrong with my calculation?
Where is your x? The x beside the e.
The x beside the?
The e.
Oh, here is the x. Yes, you are right. I'm wrong. Thank you. You see? Okay, thank you. So I will have, instead is 2. So it becomes 2 minus 3x, correct? 2 root 1 minus x. Yeah. So what we have to be careful is, whenever you talk about this case, correct? That's why I say domain is very important. Domain for this case is x. X is a member of real number, and x must be less than 1. Right? X must be less than or equal to 1. Yeah. Am I right? Class? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so to answer part A for this question, then you put 0 equal to a into 2 minus 3x divided by 2 root 1 minus x. Okay, so 0 divided by a is still 0, correct? So that means in order for this whole thing to be 0, a cannot be 0. So that means my 2 minus 3x over 2 root x 1 minus x must be equal to 0. So I cross multiply. I just do it for everyone's sake. Huh? So this is 0. Yeah, so 2 minus 3x. So therefore, the x is equal to 2 over 3. Done for part A. Okay, part B, look. So what you need to do is, they say the gradient equal to A. A equal to A, 2 minus 3x over 2 root x. So if you look at here, understood? Yeah, that one have to be equal to 1. Am I right? Hello? So my 2 minus 3x is equal to, bring this one straight away over 2 root 1 minus x. Okay, So in order to solve this, what we do is we square it. But the moment you square it already, correct? That solution have to depend on here. Hello? Have to depend on this one, huh? So it doesn't mean that the solution for this one, when I square it, is the solution for this. So I have to look back at my domain. So if you want to solve this out problem, you square both sides. Okay, so I have 4 minus 12x. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Huh? Are you okay? So here will be 4 minus 4x. So I bring everything over. So I have the habit of rewriting. Huh? So I bring the everything over. So I have 9x squared minus 8x equal to 0, right? So my x, 9x minus 8 equal to 0. So I have x equal to 0 or x equal to 8/9. So both also accepted because both are less than 1. Is that the answer? They put x equal to 0 only. Did I do any wrong calculation? Did I calculate any part wrongly? If I didn't, that means both are okay. We can sub into here and test. See whether our answer is correct or not. 2 minus 3 times 8/9 divided by 2 square root of 1 minus 8/9. Okay, let's check. See whether we get 1 or not. So this is 3. So this is 6 minus 8/2. You get negative, cannot. You get -1. So you can check like that for this one. So that's why I said when you square the function, correct, you have to check which one can be used. So you can check. Yeah. So this is not the answer because this one gives us -1. Because we square it already, -1 square, you still get 1. You see or not? So that is the issue. So that's why this is not the answer. Therefore, x equal to 8/9 is not the answer. Are you okay?
Yes, miss.
So every time when you reform the equation, whatever solution you have to check back. Can or not? Everyone, class?
Yes.
Yeah, so you must get the habit. Sometimes we forgot the habit. So especially if you reform the equation already, it's not the original. So the solution for this may not be the solution for the original. Actually, I don't have to sub into here. I can sub into here also, it's fine. Okay? Satisfied with the answer? So not only here, you have to check back because you reform the equation. Okay, any other further question? 2E? So make a note there. If you change the form of the original equation, you get the solution. you have to check whether each of them satisfy the original equation or not. Okay, any other question? How about exercise 2E? No? Okay,
Miss,
I
can you
just
show?
want to, yeah, yes,
Can you show 2E, please?
yeah. Question, that means exercise 2D or 2E?
2E, yeah. Can you please show it? How to do
2E, which question?
exercise 2D.
You are talking about exercise 2D,
Question 2E.
question 2E.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
2E. So I have y equal to 5x squared, 3x squared minus 1 cube. Okay, so what you need to do is, for me, I have that kind of habit. Okay, it's up to individual. I will take this 5 as a constant. So when I do my dy dx, I will put the 5 outside. I will take this as my u, this as my v. So up to individual, so that I don't have to factorize so many times. That is how I do. So this is x squared. So u prime will be 2x. V is 3x squared minus 1 cube. So this one I have to use chain rule. Okay, just to test you. Yeah. Hafiz, can I have the derivative of V?
3 times 3x cubed minus 1 power of 2 times 3. 3x.
Is it 3x?
6x.
Yeah, 6x. 3 times 2 is 6, so 6x. Yeah. Okay, then I sub into the formula. Okay, this one and this one. So 2x, 3x squared minus 1 cube plus x squared 3 3x squared minus 1 squared. Yes? Yes? Is there any problem? 6x. Okay, so now what you need to do is, you need to factorize out. You need to take out the common factor. Okay? You can take out 2x. Here is your 3 times 2x. Okay, you can take out the whole thing. 3x squared minus 1 squared. Because 3 is 2 plus 1. So you can take out. How why you message thank you to everyone?
I forgot to mute my mic.
You forgot to mute your mic. Okay. So you are talking to someone now while you are having a class. Okay. So I have 5, take out 2x, take out 3x squared minus 1 squared. Okay. So after that, you put in the bracket. So there is still 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 1, correct? Plus, okay, so this one is 3x squared. And this one, there is a 3 here. So you write down. So that's how you factorize. So factorize, you have to look for common factor and pull it out. So it will be 10x. Factorization is just an observation, okay? You observe, then you take out, then you simplify here. 3x squared minus 1 plus 9x squared. So it becomes 3 plus 9 is 12. So in this case, there are 3 stationary points. There are 4 stationary points for this one. Okay, are you okay? Is that the answer shown in the back? Yeah, if sometime during the exam, the question say you do not need to simplify, then you can just leave your answer here. So you have to read the question carefully. So any other requests? They didn't factorize. They didn't factorize. You see or not? I factorize. Why we need to factorize? Because sometimes you need to work out for the stationary point. You want to equate equal to 0.
Miss, for the normal case, if not factorize also can.
Okay. I tell you, in maths, correct, unless the question say you do not need to simplify. This textbook, they put it in such a way that you do not need to simplify. That is how they work it. But the question doesn't say so, what, correct?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, so anything else? Anything else? Do you need me to show you how to, okay, if exercise 2D don't have, okay, may I know 2D question 4, do you have a problem of simplify into like that? No problem, you all can do, 2D question 4. You see the word they put horizontal tangent, yeah? So what do you mean by horizontal tangent? Javashini, question 4. You see, everything Mr. teach you, there's a use of it. Question 4. They give you y equal to square root of x, Javashini.
It's 0.
What is 0? You cannot tell me it's 0. What is 0? Fx 0, y equal to 0?
The gradient is 0.
The gradient is 0. So they ask you to show the gradient, sorry. They ask you to show the gradient already, correct? So can you please tell me how to do part B? How to do part B? Javashini, can you tell me how to do part B?
You get dy dx.
Yeah, dy dx is given already.
Okay.
Can you tell me? Yeah.
So that whole equation equals 0.
Can you read out the whole equation?
Square root x.
Okay, square root x.
Bracket 3 minus 5x.
Where got 3 minus 5x? Okay, 3 minus 5x.
Um, 3 minus x.
3 minus x.
Over 2. 2 square root x.
Is there a square root of x here?
Then
This is your dy dx, correct? Yeah. Equal to 0. Okay, so next step, Javashini.
3 minus bracket 3 minus 5x.
Okay. So bracket
and then bracket 3 minus x equals 0.
Okay. So that means 3 minus 5x equal to 0, or 3 minus x equal to 0, correct? So x equal to 3 over 5, or x equal to 3. Can both be accepted? Is both the answer? The answer is a yes, because the domain for this case is x. X is a member or real number, and x must be greater than 0 or equal to 0. Correct? Hello? So find the x coordinate. If I want you to find the equation of horizontal tangent, then what should I do? Huh? Azif,
Yes.
how to find the equation of horizontal tangent?
You find the y.
Find the y. Okay, you tell me how to find the y.
Use the function, equation above.
Yeah. Okay, tell me what to sub.
The square root of 3 over 5 times 3 minus 5 times 3 over 5.
So I get 0. So this is one of the
Yes.
equation of the tangent. Y equal to 0 is one of the horizontal tangent. So every time when you do a question, you must think a bit more. So when x equal to 3, so your y will be equal to square root of 3, 3
Times.
minus 5 times 3, right?
Yes.
So you got negative
12.
12
Square root.
root 3. Yeah. So y equal to negative 12 root 3 is another horizontal tangent. Okay, then from here, I also can go to another one. Who can remember? I can also ask you to find. Find the equation of, hello? Yeah,
Normal.
find the equation of what? I can't hear you. Can you repeat?
The perpendicular tangent, the normal.
Yes, find the equation of vertical tangent, a vertical normal. Correct? Horizontal tangent, vertical normal. So therefore, the vertical normal are x equal to 3 over 5 and x equal to 3. See, Anna? I can, you see, I can change this question. So every time when you do a particular question, you recall what you have learned. What can your teacher ask further from this question? If your teacher want to use this function as one of the question in your exam, then by doing that, every SAT, you definitely will score because you are more advanced than whatever in the textbook. So the textbook question, you don't just answer the question just for the question. So this is also for what value of x is dy dx undefined. The part C, the one is very important. That is out of the domain. That means here is undefined over here. So that means undefined for x, which is less than or equal to 0. That is where it is undefined, dy dx undefined. That is part C. Okay, so every question in your textbook is the opportunity for you to learn more, to apply what you have studied. Hello? Are you okay? Okay, so I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, class.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.